Thank you very much, and thanks everyone. This is my first RIU in Fremantle, and it's great to be here. I've attended the last couple of years, but haven't had a chance to present until now, so very happy to be here. It's been very well attended, and hopefully we come back next year as well. So the Dante project is our focus in Western Australia. We're in the West Musgrave of West Australia, and we're currently advancing the Dante Reefs discovery, which is a large polymetallic discovery. So here we are, it's our portfolio. We do have a range of projects across WA, but as I said, the Dante project really is our core focus. It's a first of its kind in Australia, and it is a combination of titanium, copper, platinum, palladium, gold, and vanadium in the one deposit. So it's quite unique. There's nothing else in Australia like it. It's very similar to some of the deposits in the Bushveld in South Africa, which has been in commercial production for over 100 years. And I'll go into that in a little bit more detail soon. So just to summarize the project, we believe it's a large critical minerals or strategic asset in Australia. And one of the reasons we think it is so strategic is because one of the size, and two, because of the range of different critical metals and precious metals which are contained within this one deposit, which really is a unique opportunity and a potential for a production of multiple products and multiple revenue streams in different commodity cycles from a single source, from a single deposit. And there really aren't many opportunities or any other opportunities that we're aware of that has the potential to produce that, which is the opportunity here for us. So we have been doing lots of drilling. We did 17,000 meters of drilling last year, and we are in the process of expanding the 2 discoveries we've made so far. And that will lead to an updated exploration target soon. And we're working on the metallurgy at the moment. That will feed into a potential resource, and we're looking forward to providing updates on that soon. So I won't go too much into this. You can come back and look at this in your own time. But we do have a relatively low market cap of $11 million at the moment. We've got $2.5 million in the bank. We've made a large investment last year in drilling out 2 of our discoveries, Reef 1 and Reef 2. We've still got 25 drill holes left to come back from that, and we're working on the metallurgy at the moment. We invested a lot in opening up a range of new targets as well. So that cash and our spend last year has created a lot of value, which we believe will be realized throughout this year. Our largest shareholder is Tribeca, and we've got top 20 is about 50% of the register. So I won't go through the board of management, but feel free to come and have a look at that in your own time. It's on the website. So Dante project, this is our focus, as I said. Now you can see that it's a pretty unique scenario for us where we're in the grey and orange up the top there. The grey area is our main project, the Dante project, and we're surrounded by BHP. They're in the purple, you can see on the tenement map. We've also got Rio Tinto out there, and Cobalt Mining, which is Jeff Bezos and Bill Gates' artificial intelligence-backed exploration company. So they've kind of pegged the trimmings around our kind of core ground. So it's a large project. It's over 600 square kilometres. We've just taken an option out on our neighbours, which we believe may contain some strike extensions to our reef discoveries. And we're looking forward to working on that ground as well and doing some target generation there very soon. So overall, the project, including our option, is about 1,200 square kilometres. So it is a big district scale project. We have locked up most of this layered intrusion, which has these reefs in it, these Bushveld type reefs. And we think that the scale of the opportunity is massive. So there are 2 other tier 1 resources in the region owned by BHP. There's the Nebo Babel deposit. There's also the Sakuth deposit there within 10 and 15 kilometres of our position. Now we have an airstrip on the tenement. We've got a town on the tenement. We stay up there. We've got a house, cell service across the whole project. Lots of roads. It's really good. We fly our guys in and out, or we can drive up there. So it is very similar to the Bushveld. We kind of sometimes refer to the project as the Bushveld in Australia, and that's because the Bushveld is a large layered intrusion, and the Jemison layered intrusion, which you can see in green on this map, is another large layered intrusion. There aren't many of these in the world of this size, and ours is a little bit smaller than the Bushveld, but these big layered intrusions contain these very rich layers of metal mineralization. Often they contain platinum group metals, chromite, vanadium, and titanium. Most often they're in separate layers. So in the Bushveld, the vanadium and titanium deposits are in the upper parts of the stratigraphy, and as you get further down into the Platte Reef and Merensky Reef and UG2 Reef, some of which have been in production for over 100 years, you get the more platinum and palladium rich and chromite rich layers. And they often contain nickel and a lot of copper. Ours is different in that we have the copper, the titanium, the vanadium, and the platinum and the gold all in one layer. So it's quite unique in that sense, and there is no nickel, so, which we think is a good thing. So in the place of nickel, which a lot of these deposits have, we have very high grade vanadium and titanium there instead, and we think that's a great advantage. So we're hitting lots of high grade titanium with copper, gold, platinum, palladium, and vanadium from surface over, so far we've shown 20 kilometers of strike. These black piles on the ground is what it looks like in RC chip. It's very obvious, very identifiable. Geologists know as soon as we've hit it. We do have some diamond core of the reefs out on our desk, on our table at booth 110, so come and have a look at it if you'd like to hold it and see it. We've got a magnet there to show how it's highly magnetic. So it's a very obvious style of mineralization, very dark, very metal rich. It's essentially pure metal, and everything that's not titanium or vanadium and copper and precious metals is magnetite. So it's very rich, and you can see some of the grades there. A lot of the mineralization from surface outcrops over so far mapped on the project some 80 to 100 kilometers. We've only drilled 20 so far, and we're focusing at the moment on the northern 4.5 kilometers of Reef 1, which I'll show you soon. So this is Reef 1 North, which is where we focused the highest density of our drilling so far. We put an exploration target out on this last year. We're hoping to update that soon, and I'll show you the exploration target soon. But you can see there it's a stratiform deposit. It's very simple. These are flat, relatively shallow dipping. They outcrop. They're like a coal seam. And sometimes they're structurally duplicated, so you get more layers near the surface, not just one single layer. And over the top of the high-grade basal reef is a 60 to 70 meter lower grade mineralization. So it is quite a thick mineralized zone with a really high-grade basal reef. This is Reef 2. So this is quite close to Reef 1. It's only 2 kilometers away. You can see on the gray magnetics map there. And so far we've drilled Reef 2 over almost 6.5 kilometers, and we've hit mineralization in essentially every hole. So again, from surface, this is not included in the exploration target yet, but it is a very large discovery. And again, it's a simple stratiform, shallow dipping deposit containing the same metals. You can see some of the grades there, 6 meters at 0.4% copper, about 0.8 grams precious metals, 0.66% vanadium, and almost 20% titanium from 4 meters. So this is rich mineralization from surface over a very large strike length. So this was an exploration target we put out last year after the initial discovery on one small part of one of the reefs. Now there are at least 7 reefs on the project. We've only drilled 2 so far. This is one small part of Reef 1. Reef 1 is 20 kilometers long. This represents 7 kilometers. We believe it's a conservative exploration target. It's only down to about 250 vertical meters, but this deposit so far just keeps going, and we don't anticipate it to stop going if we keep drilling deeper. But you can see in there that people ask me sometimes, is this a copper deposit? Is it a platinum deposit? Is it a vanadium deposit? Is it a titanium deposit? Well, it's all of those things. And you can see that whilst we wouldn't say it's a gold deposit, well, even in this small exploration target, we can have maybe up to 500,000 ounces of gold there, a couple of million ounces of precious metals in combination of platinum, palladium, and gold, hundreds of thousands of tons of potential copper, and a huge amount of very high-grade vanadium and titanium, all contained within the same layer. So a very unique opportunity. So where is this all going? To simplify it, what we see in this deposit is a unique opportunity to potentially make 3 different products and 3 different revenue streams. And ultimately, this deposit boils down into 3 different categories, which we see as being sulfide, vanadium, and titanium. So in the sulfide component of the deposit, you can imagine that the copper and the precious metals are likely to be associated with that component. And then we also have the vanadium and titanium. So we're working on the metallurgy at the moment, and this is what we're focused on, is looking at these 3 potential products. And we're not looking at any science fiction type processing techniques here. We're only looking at very simple processing techniques which are low cost, which have been used globally, tried and tested. And so what we're hoping to do this quarter is to simplify something which when you look at the different metals in there, people might say, oh look, gee, it looks a little bit complicated. You know, you've got copper, you've got platinum, palladium, gold, and you've got vanadium and titanium. The processing must be really complex, but we don't think that's going to be the case. And our job this quarter is to show that, and we're working on it at the moment, and we look forward to providing an update on that. And should these simple processing tools allow us to produce these three products, this will be the only deposit in Australia and potentially the only deposit in the world that can produce all three of these potential products from the one single source. But on top of that, it is huge and it's growing, and we've only tested a very small portion of it. So again, we think this is a globally significant critical minerals asset in Australia, with a combination of potential different products which are in different market cycles, which provides a level of hedging and defense, I suppose, against commodity cycles, but it also provides leverage and upside into those commodity cycles. If copper is down and vanadium or titanium are up, we have that balance. You know, if gold and platinum move, we have that exposure as well. So we have a great advantage here with the range of metals that we have in this deposit. So I talked about the exploration upside and potential, and look, we only started drilling this thing last year, and we have done a lot of work in that time. We've been extremely aggressive. We've made 2 big discoveries, and that's because we've drilled 2 targets. But there are 7 to 10 more of these things on the project that we haven't drilled. And so far, every time we parked a rig on the edge of one of these and put a hole into it, it's mineralized. So we can walk along these, we can map them. It's not complex, conceptual, geophysical exploration under hundreds of meters of cover. These things are mapped and outcropping. And where they're not outcropping, well, the magnetics is pretty clearly showing us where they might be. So these are highly magnetic mineralized layers, and they stand out as these ribbons you can see on the map. The red lines that we've drawn on there are where the reefs have been mapped. The 2 orange dots is where we've made the discoveries and we've drilled. And then this option tenure we've picked up to the northwest in orange, those orange outlines, most of that is undercover. So when I say cover, we're talking half a meter, you know, not 100 meters. It's just a little bit of sand which is blown over the top of the basement rock. But we can see clearly that these mineralized layers we're drilling, the magnetic signature extends into the neighboring ground and around the project. So where there isn't outcrop, we think that the strike potential could be multiples of what is exposed at surface. And we look forward to drilling some of those targets soon. So next steps for us, we have still 25 drill holes left to come back through from our drilling program from last year. We'll be releasing those progressively. We did put some assay results out yesterday, so take a look at that. And we're also, as I said, working on the metallurgy. And then we'll be looking forward to getting ready to go out and drill some of these additional targets to infill and shore up the discoveries we have made, and to test some of these other reefs that we're very excited by, given our track record of exploration success last year. We also have, if you look on that map, all of these yellow dots. Now, all of those yellow dots are EM targets, and something we haven't really talked about on this project is the massive sulfide potential, which certainly is there. And these EM anomalies were all defined by BHP when they owned the ground, and the geophysicist who did that work for them works with us now. And we have highlighted a series of priority targets that we have done our environmental permitting, our heritage clearances on, and getting ready to look forward to drill this year as well as drilling out these reef targets. So we think that's big exploration upside for us as well. So on the project as well, we have the reefs, as I said, we have the massive sulfide targets. We also have this big mineralized intrusion called Cronus, where we're getting hundreds of meters of low-grade sulfide. And what we're doing here is we're searching for where this sulfide has accumulated in high grade. And we believe that if we can find that there, the scale of the opportunity on that is very, very large, given the amount of metal and size of this mineralized intrusion. So in summary, we think this is a massive strategic asset, potential critical minerals asset in Australia, has a range of products that we believe if we can produce, that we will be the only project in Australia and one of the only projects in the world that can produce these products. And we're looking forward to updating on that soon. There's a lot of exploration upside, and we're going to continue to have exposure to that by drilling new targets as well as shoring up our existing discoveries. And yeah, we're excited to get back out there this year. So thanks for listening. We're down at booth 110. Please come and see us and have a look at the core if you're interested. Thanks.